The only thing that corporations today love more than you walking into their stores or going to their website and buying one of their products is what they can do with your data after you do buy one of those products. Data selling is now a $26 billion a year industry. So your email address that you turn over when you buy a product or sign up on a website might in fact be more valuable to that company than whatever products you buy. And as long as you're okay with them selling this, there's no problem with it. But unfortunately, as is always the case, we see more and more companies selling your data without telling you about it. And joining me now to talk about the latest class action lawsuit over this same practice is Scott Hardy with Top Class Actions. And Scott, what we got now is Talbot's retailer out there allegedly selling customers' data without their knowledge, without their consent, and suddenly they get inundated with people who now have their data just nonstop.
Exactly. All of these retailers are asking for more information, and we would hope that they're using this to better target what they're selling you. Because it's one thing to go into a retailer, they ask your name, your address, phone number, email address, and if they're trying to target you with better products that you're interested in, most of us aren't going to have a problem with that. We want to be sold what we're really looking for. But in this case, this class action alleges that Talbot's is taking this information and selling it to third-party brokers, which, according to the class action, is a violation of Virginia's Personal Information Privacy Act. And that's what's getting them hit. They sold this information to different data brokers, including Nextmark. And Nextmark is a data broker that claims to have information on more than 1.8 million Talbot's customers. In fact, they say that you can go and you can just say, hey, I want every Talbot's customer that wears a size 4 and has spent more than $100 in the store. They'll give you that data so then you can start sending out, flyers, mailers, whatever you wish to those folks and start clogging their mailboxes with junk mail. And that's what this plaintiff says happened. She went into Talbot's, bought things. They kept asking for more and more of her personal information. She gave it to them, and all of a sudden she's getting more of this junk mail that she shouldn't have. And that's all because Talbot's sold her information.
One thing we're seeing happen with a lot of these retail stores more and more is after you're paying for your items, whatever, and then it says, well, how do you want your receipt? Do you want it print or do you want it emailed? And if you say email, you have to type in your email address on that little kiosk pad. And people need to be aware of little things like that too, because you may think, well, this is a one-off store, right? I'm never coming back here. Sure, yeah, I'll just do my email real quick. I don't care, send me a receipt. But now they have your email. Now they have some of your data. And from that email address, they can discern all different types of information, but it's theirs now. And you may not know what they're going to do with it. Just a quick example, this past weekend, my wife and I and the kids were all out shopping, driving in the car. My daughter had a soda and went to open it, and it just kind of blew up all over her pants. Well, we're right next to a clothing store, so we said, we'll just run in and grab you another pair of pants so we don't have to end the day. And they did. They're like, well, we have to have your email address because you clicked on the email me the receipt. I said, well, I'm not going to do that. And that's what really made me start thinking about all this. There's little ways that we don't even think about how they're getting our data. And we just have to be a little more conscious about all of that too.
We do. I mean, there are data brokers that are trying to access and pay for data. I mean, we get offered tens of thousands of dollars a month for our viewers' data, and we don't provide that. We don't sell that to any data brokers. We don't share our viewers' information. If you subscribe to our newsletter, we don't sell your information to other people. But there are a lot, big retailers right now are struggling. Brick and mortar are getting killed by online retailers, and they're trying to sell that information to make that money. So, like you said, you have to be careful. Giving away your email address, you might want to create just a junk email address that you just give to retailers. Don't give them their email address that you actually use all the time. If you have, give them a junk phone number, because that phone number is going to get used and resold to marketers who are going to start calling you about different things. It's really gone too far. Now, different states are enacting digital privacy measures to help hold some of these retailers accountable, but it's frankly a long road. But it's nice to see that we are seeing Virginia's Personal Information Privacy Act getting used to safeguard people's data and to go after these companies that are selling it, causing a lot of waste.
And another thing too, though, you and I have discussed lawsuits like this in the past, mostly settlements like this in the past. So based on just what we've seen happen in the last few years, kind of seems like this is probably going to be one of those where Talbots is eventually going to settle. Could be some rebates, coupons, whatever, even just cash for some of the people affected here. So do you think, based on what we've seen in the past, that that's going to be the likely outcome we see here?
Yeah, I think that Talbots should use this as a great opportunity to reach out to those affected consumers, say, hey, we value you, we value your privacy. Here's some discounts, here's some gift certificates, come back to Talbots, we'll take care of you. That's the thing, is a class action is a major inconvenience, can be a major problem for some of these retailers and big companies, but they should really use this settlement as an opportunity to reach out to their customers and turn them around, show they care. And, we're always happy to work with these defendants when they're trying to work these settlements to convey that positive message and show that they care. Yes, it'll cost you a few $1 million to settle this, but you're spending tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars a year on advertising. So let's use this, make it a positive for your customers and take care of them.
Absolutely. For more information, please follow the link in the description of this video. Head on over to Top Class Actions. And if you haven't already done so, as always, I encourage everyone to please sign up for their weekly newsletter. And as Scott pointed out, they will not sell your information to anyone else. Scott Hardy with Top Class Actions, thank you very much for talking with us.
You're welcome. Thanks for your time, Farron.